Okay, so we're looking at square roots and cube roots. Just starting off here. Domain is the x values, range is the y values. So on this graph here, domain, it's the left to right, range is this up and down. So here's 4 examples here. This x is going to look something like this. It'll start here, and it'll do that. That's the square root function here. So for this one, the domain, the x value are equal to 0. Uh, 0, no, that's not right. 0 to infinity. But today on your assignment, it's going to look for this. And then on the range, so the range is going to be y is greater than or equal to 0 also. So these are the 2 answers. Well, really, it's just the 2 parts of the one answer. Let's do the next one. So for the cube root of x, it'll look similar to this. It'll do this again, but now you also have it going this way. So it looks like the cube root function, but it's turned sideways. The domain, is going to be all real numbers. And then the range is going to be also all real numbers. So those are the parameters. I'll show you these next 2 with the transformation, and then that should cover everything you need to do today. So you have this one. It's similar to the green one on top. So I'm going to have this green one. Oh, important thing to note here. When you're inside, here, so this will shift it to the left. How should I write this? So if it'll shift it to the right. Shift it to the right if it's negative. And then left if it's positive. And then this part here, this will shift down if it's negative, and it'll shift up if it's positive. If this looks familiar, we did this last semester with transformations of square roots and not square roots, exponential functions. It's not the right word. Functions of exponents, whatever, something like that. We did this already. So these rules you should have seen before. So anyway, sometimes I talk to myself when I do these things. So remember, this was the original one here. So what we're going to do to it, it's a +2 here. So we'll shift it 2 to the left and then 4 up. So originally it was here, 2 to the left and then 4 up. So here is the new spot. So it's going to do that. So the domain is from -2 to infinity. And then the range is from 4 to infinity. domain -2. No, sorry. X is greater than or equal to -2. Range y is greater than or equal to 4. Okay, if you weren't paying attention to that, take a look at this. There's a shortcut. So this number is just straight up what this number is. This number is the opposite sign of this one. So that's one way you can do these without having to graph it. But just for the sake of showing you what these do, because these are your notes, let's do this one for the cube root function. So it's the same shifts. So you move it 2 to the left and then 4 up. So this new purple one, it's still gonna have this center here at the middle. These are the same line. I'm just kind of drawing them inaccurately so you see it. So don't fully erase like the green one. So that's what happens to this one with the transformation, but nothing changes. So yes, anytime on your assignment, if you see the cube root, it's always all real numbers. And then you'll just type in that sentence. Don't put a period. Well, there's like, I don't know if it'll count it wrong if you don't put a period, but the answer does not have a period. I did a thing for the fill in the blank where it's like your answer has to be close enough. So I think if you misspell it like kind of closely, like if you were to Google it and it'd give you the proper results for the misspelling, I think it'll still count it right. But that's all you have to type when it's a keyword. Stop this video.